Hey, Jan, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Good morning.
That didn't help.
Hey, Jan, how's the weather where you're at?
Lori, who did you ask?
Jan, is it hot where you are?
It is starting to get hot once again. We had about a week's break where it was really nice. In the mornings you could get out and enjoy yourself, but it's just inching right back up, and the humidity is coming in like a vengeance.
Yeah, we had a full day of rain yesterday, which was really unusual. It was nice. It really cooled it off and moved the smoke out, but it's supposed to get up into the 90s. But we leave for Glacier tomorrow, so I'm good with that.
That sounds nice.
Lori, this is John Deegan. Thank you for the the notes you sent me.
You're very welcome anytime.
And Mona, thank you for being my second.
I was just going to say, I love that suggestion you made. I'm happy to second for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, Alan.
Hello, hello.
Too many devices in front of me.
By the way, for anybody who's ever been to the KOA here in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, it sure is fun sleeping under the flight path of DC-10s and Boeing 757s as they come in all night long.
Yikes.
I highly recommend solo earplugs. I think that's what they're called.
Yes.
They're great.
John, do you live in Kentucky?
No, we're camping here. We live in Indiana.
Okay.
We've been traveling for almost 3 weeks. We took our 12-year-old grandson on a journey to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania,
Mm.
and of course he was excited about Hershey.
Did you go on the train?
We did.
It's cool. It's a beautiful place.
And we were close, but we didn't get over to York. Just not enough time to do everything.
Yes, you're such a good girl. Yes, you are you being a big sister? Excellent.
Millie, your backdrop just got more beautiful than yesterday.
It did. I'm still at Penwood, but I'm in a different location. I think I'll have Wi-Fi through the meeting. I hope. They built this really cool pavilion. This is the first time I've gotten to use it for something like this, but it's gorgeous here. If you haven't been, put it on your travel plans.
It's pretty.
We lost our wet. Our
By the way, I saw an email string where people were talking about difficulty sending emails to Yahoo accounts,
Mm.
and the messages are being rejected. I have the same problem for my ISP, and my ISP told me that this appears to be an issue where Yahoo will reject an email based upon either its subject line or what the email looks like or what it's talked about. And their only real solution to that was to suggest people use something other than Yahoo as an email account. So
We actually corporately had to get that fixed recently.
I was dealing with that the early part of this week, and we had our IT send in what is called the Yahoo questionnaire, and when we did that, they cleared us now. Our whole corporate, all our email addresses in my business were locked out, but we got that fixed after filling out their questionnaire. I don't know why they're doing all this, but it was that's what we did.
Is that something that individuals can do, Michael, or is it a corporate thing?
I don't know, John. I'm not, my personal email is a Gmail, so I don't know how else it would do it. Are you using a corporate email or what? Can't remember.
Yeah, it's a private email address for me.
Yeah, then you could probably submit a claim ticket to Yahoo, and I think you can state that you're an individual, and they'll ask you a bunch of questions. I think that's what I was told, and then if they'll review it and approve it. What they're trying to do, what I was told recently, is that Yahoo is cracking down all the spam stuff that's going around, and based on that, if they suspect spamming, they lock down and they lock you down. But once they verify some things, they opened it up for us. I mean, we literally submit the claim ticket on a Tuesday, and yesterday in the afternoon, I got a email confirming that we were all set, and it's been working.
Good, thank you. Yahoo claim ticket.
Yeah, and you got to go into the Yahoo account and go into the Yahoo Help Center, and there's I don't know where we found it in there.
Did I lose audio or did everybody just stop talking?
Everybody just stopped talking. Good
Okay.
morning, everybody. How are
It
you?
got super quiet. Really weird.
No, we were listening to Michael's discussion about the Yahoo claim ticket. Great information.
Which goes right into our cybersecurity issue, huh?
It sure does. It sure does.
Well, we've been dealing with that too. So it's another thing that we had to resolve 2 weeks ago.
Well, good morning, everybody. Sean Blom, if you're getting a request to be a panelist, could you please accept that? We're trying to get you on camera. Thanks, Sean.
John, oh, wait, let's see. Rachel.
So Sean, I'm not in the trailer today, so Rhett won't be making any appearances.
Darn it. Who are we missing? Rachel.
Hey, Kendall, I wanted to thank you for trying to help me yesterday with my internet problem. After talking to my provider, there's no hope for me.
Unfortunately, I kind of knew that was the answer, but I was hoping for the best.
Do you have Starlink?
No,
She has,
I have AT&T.
Oh.
and she has old AT&T via the
Oh.
telephone lines.
Bless your heart.
And I live in the city right here at Little Rock.
Jeez, that's amazing.
We're going to get started in just a minute. Is everybody here?
We are missing, by my count, 3 people.
Okay.
Yes, I don't see them.
Okay. What we'll do, and we'll do this for all meetings, is we will actually start right on time. If someone's not here, and we've already called roll call, we'll note when they arrive. Hopefully they're not having difficulty getting in. Sometimes that's the issue. It's right at 11 o'clock. Thank you all for joining, and I'm grateful that you're here. Before we call the meeting to order, Mr. Alan Rabb, our finance director, has a few words he'd like to share.
Hey, good afternoon or good morning, everyone. I appreciate it. I just thought I'd take this opportunity. I wrote a little letter and I thought I'd read it to you. It's a little preachy, but just bear with me. And the reason I'm doing this is because we've got a new board coming in and I'm now spanning onto my second one. So, and I know some of you other people are as well, like Millie as an example and Jenny. But I'm just going to read what I've written and then any reactions I'd certainly appreciate. So, this message is intended for all of you, no one in particular. I'm not isolating anybody out, so just please receive it that way. I've been in service to the club for 6 years, not like many of you people that have been in much longer, but I think I still can offer a little bit of fresh perspective, and I believe that's a good thing. You may not agree with what I'm going to say, and that's okay, but please listen to understand what I'm saying and not to judge me or what I'm saying. The purpose is to give you the best as I can tell, a neutral sideline perspective to what I've seen going on with this team over the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of negative behavior from this team, and I've received a lot of phone calls, and so that's the reason I'm reading this. I'm not reading my resume with what I'm about to give you, but I'm going to give you some context. Understand that I've served on the finance committee under 2 different treasurers, both Matt Hackney and Per Hemquist, and interim treasurer Millie when she was in place for about 3 or 4 months. And now 2 presidents, both Eric and Jenny, who have completely different styles. The reason for the context is to help you understand that every style and every way they all see financial management is certainly different. And that was the same way with my career. Every time I'd got a new leader, it was a different perspective. But it's really important to understand that those differences and find the strengths and weaknesses in their thinking from my perspective. You know, Eric had certain strengths and Jenny's gotten strengths, and they both have weaknesses from a financial perspective. From a financial standpoint, having a clear vision of what I'd like to accomplish with the finance committee on behalf of this board and having the patience to change to a new future and outcome is extremely important. Remember that effective change, it evolves. It's not revolutionary. You don't find effective change overnight. In the neutral type job that I have, I often hear from many people for perspective on issues and a series of issues. I always try to give a perspective that stands above being in the weeds that can be helpful to the person or people that I'm working with. Some of the people that I've worked with, I mentioned Eric and Jenny, Ty Mott, Andy Seckling, again, all very different people. Matt and Beth Hackney, Per Hemquist, Millie, Ken Johansson on the finance committee, Sean Bloom, Sally McDonald, Teamy, Craig Fegley, Christine Kirk. They all have differing points of views and they all have different leadership styles and the different ways they approach a particular issue. Bottom line, that's okay with me. That's absolutely okay. After all, it's the differences and diversity of thought that allowed the finance committee to accomplish as much as we have in the last 18 months. It wasn't because I had an agenda. It was because I listened to the finance committee. We all need to respect differences and diversity of thought and find a way to move forward. End of the day, this is a camping club. We need to stay focused on what's best for our members. And we need to check our egos at the door. Really, really important. You can't control what meetings you're invited to or not invited to, but you can control the leadership that you show in the meetings that you attend. Remember, we're all elected to these positions by our members, and they believe in all of us and expect us to be a leader to take this club to the next level. Bottom line, differences are good. How we handle the differences will define how we lead this club. Evolution is better than revolution. Respect is paramount, and change is inevitable. Be better than we have to be better than what I've been seeing occurring in the last 2 weeks. I strive to be a better person every day, and so should all of you, as I'm sure you do. Thanks for listening. Any comments, I'm certainly welcome. Again, I didn't mean to be preachy, but just to give you a perspective of what I've seen.
Thank you very much, Alan. And certainly reach out to Alan privately if you have comments, and your perspectives are very welcome. At this point, I'm going to call our meeting to order. Do we have everyone here? Are there any folks trying to get in?
We have everyone here except John Holly.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Secretary Kendall Felder, will you do the roll call, please?
Of course. President Schnettler,
Present.
Vice President Heavener,
Present.
Secretary Felder, present. EC Member Hamlin,
Present.
EC Member Jarrett,
Present.
EC Member Johansson,
Present.
EC Member Miller, EC Member Miller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we hear you.
Sorry. Present. Sorry, I must have been too quick.
EC Member O'Donnell,
Present.
EC Member Schall, I'm sorry about that. James there. Past President Watts,
Present.
Region 1 President Gunta,
Present.
Region 2 President Galupo,
Present.
Region 3 President Ely,
Present.
Region 4 President Pasfa,
Present.
Region 5 President Deegan,
Present.
Region 6 President Veli,
Present.
Region 7 President Olson,
Present.
Region 8 President O'Connor,
Present.
Region 9 President Elkins,
Present.
Region 10 President McPhee,
Present.
Region 11 President Holly, Region 11 President Holly is not present. Region 12 President Bloom,
Present.
CBL Chair Cock,
I'm present. Thank you.
Parliamentarian Grassi,
Good morning.
Finance Director Rab,
I'm here.
Executive Director Tilton.
Here.
Madam President, we have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move for the approval of the minutes. We have 3 separate minutes. Our first one, it will be April 17th. Will you read for the approval of the minutes, Secretary Felder?
Madam President,
Yes.
Region 11 first VP is online to sit in for John.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. We haven't got there yet, I don't think.
They're not online yet?
He sent a message on chat.
Yeah, I see that, Jenny. I'm just waiting for either you or Lori, whoever asked for someone to sit in and replace the missing president. That's our cue.
Do you want an old VP or old president to ask?
No, so
Are they in yet?
can you give Jenny guidance, please, when there's a missing president, and ask what is the term we use when we ask for a VP to sit in?
A proxy? I'm sorry, I'm not sure the term.
Yeah,
just-
I think what she's saying is that she needs Jenny to approve a proxy to sit in on behalf of a president so that you can
Thank you.
hit the admit button.
Thank you, Dendy. May we please have I'm submitting approval for proxy for the Region 11 first vice president to sit in for the Region 11 president.
Yes, as long as you say he can sit in.
Yes, I'm approving that.
So he has been sent a request to be moved to a panelist.
I do not know his name.
Ron
Ron?
Jorgensen.
His name is Sam Brandis.
No, Sam is no longer first VP, is now Ron.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ron Jorgensen.
Hi, Ron.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we can move to approval of the minutes. Note 11:07 time that Mr. Jorgensen enters. Our April 17th IBT minutes. Do I have approval of the minutes as written?
I move that the April 17th minutes be approved as written.
Do we have a
I
second?
second.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns, discussion?
Kendall, I think you mean to, well, I'm sorry.
It's the next-
April- Okay, thank you.
It's the next one.
Seeing none, that passes unanimously, approval. The next set of minutes, please.
The special IBT meeting minutes for May 29th has duplicate motions in it and need to be corrected.
So did you move that they be approved as corrected?
I move that they be approved as corrected, removing the duplicate motions.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that one.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion, corrections, revisions, or concerns? Seeing none, the special IBT minutes, May 29th, 2025 passes unanimously. And the final set of minutes, please.
I move that the reorganization meeting minutes from 7/17/2025 be submitted and approved as written.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Thank you, Jan. Are there any discussions, concerns, modifications? Hearing none, the reorganization meeting minutes of 7/17 are passed as written, approved as written. Now we'll move into the executive council reports. Typically, what we'll do, we'll follow the same format, and you have that in your board effects documents under the meeting book. They'll always be following the same format. Now and then there'll be a longer meeting, a shorter meeting. Today is not too long. Some of them we're going to really be digging into things. So I'm hoping to keep our meeting relatively smooth moving so that we can get through a lot of this information quickly. I'll go ahead and give my president's report. We'll be following that then with our executive council report. It's very important to understand the actual constitutional structure of the International Board of Trustees. Yesterday at our EC meeting, we went through some of this. So for some of you, this might feel repetitive. However, it's an important item to really understand. We operate under the governance of the Blue Book. It's a set of 3 documents made up of a constitution, that's who we are, then our bylaws, which guides what we do, and finally the policies, which is how we do things. Together, these are the rules under which we operate as a club. Although this might seem a little daunting, get to know this 83-page blue book. It'll help you immensely in guiding your leadership within our club. I printed mine out, which for me is quite helpful. I write all over it, I notate, I create reference tabs. I use it a lot more than I expected I would. But if paper isn't your preference, this document is on Kendall's app. You have it handy for whenever you need it. The International Board of Trustees is the governing body of our club. It is composed of 25 members. The Executive Council has 10 voting members and 3 non-voting members. The region presidents make up the remaining 12 voting members. Additionally, we have a parliamentarian who is a non-voting member, however, is charged with attending all EC and IBT meetings as an advisor to the president and into the IBC for all procedural matters. The Constitution very, very clearly defines the IBT as 2 separate, distinct branches. The Executive Council are all elected by the full membership of this club. The region presidents are elected within their specific regions by the leaders of their local clubs. The Constitution describes their responsibilities by stating that the Executive Council is the administrative body of the WBCCI and shall oversee the daily operations of the club between meetings of the IBT, while the role of the region presidents is to participate in discussions of motions, provide input to the long-range strategic planning, and to represent their region in guiding and shaping the direction of the club. My goal is not to merge these separate functions, but to allow greater insights into both for our benefit and the benefit of the members. In summary, the EC is accountable for the business of running this club. The region presidents serve as the voice of the membership, represented geographically, to ensure that the input of all members can be heard. Although the design of our documents allows for fluidity to respond to changing needs, the spirit remains steadfast. We have 2 very different and distinct branches to our governance tree. We must respect that each plays a vital role. We cannot choke off the functions of each other. As I had stated while campaigning for this office of the presidency, I'm hopeful that we can work much more closely together between the EC and the region presidents. I will take this path in the way that I feel is best for both the EC and the region presidents, and it's not anything I'm required to do. To foster a more unified IBT, I hope in the future that we can develop the trust and mutual support to make this option of including members of the region presidents as guests of the Executive Council meetings a possibility. The format will remain as I have initially described it in the letters you've received August 1st, 2025. Please feel free to call me personally to discuss this further if you wish. I'd like to take another moment to describe just how our headquarters works. The Executive Council is the branch that oversees the operations of the club. To accomplish this, the EC is directed to hire 1 employee, an executive director. The executive director is then provided with a budget under which the necessary staff is hired by her. The management of that staff and operations for all office processes are under the exclusive purview of the executive director. To list everything that our executive director does would be overwhelming. Serving as the bridge between every single aspect of this club's operations, our executive director oversees budgets, managerial decisions, events, publications, member concerns, committee facilitations, calendars, and our actual facilities. Please note that our executive director is also constitutionally designated as a member of the Executive Council, not a passive observer. Her role is to interact with all members with emphasis on the IBT and to provide input and advice whenever it's needed. Also, I ask that you keep in mind that issues are often presented to her long before they come to our attention, and we greatly appreciate and support any decisions our executive director is often called upon to make in order to mitigate challenges on the spot. The executive director is both our employee and our team member. The staff hired by the executive director works under her management. There may be times you need questions answered or duties performed by the HQ staff, but it's very important that you funnel your requests through our executive director as your first point of contact. You might be redirected by her to another staff member. I ask that you always treat this team with the utmost respect. Their jobs can be quite challenging at times. The office staff is not our personal secretaries. They work under the direction of their boss, the executive director. As we begin this new term, there's some pretty exciting opportunities ahead. Through the next few months, we'll be reporting on projects, a few revamps, growth, and some very bold new adventures we're planning for you. We'll be meeting in Jackson Center in Ohio to roll up our sleeves and get to work on carving out our path forward for the next few years with our strategic planning session. This 4-day seminar gives us the time to do a deep dive into the long-range strategic plan and allows us to forge a greater connection with each other and with Airstream Incorporated. To better accommodate our particular agenda, we recognize that an outside facilitator is not necessary. Our very own EC member, Millie O'Donnell, has extensive prior experience in just this form of meeting and has graciously agreed to serve in this role. The agenda is set, and we hope you're firming up your travel plans as quickly as possible. We look forward to it being a very fruitful and fun experience. Yesterday, I shared with the EC my parameters for this presidency. It's important for the entire IBT to understand certain guidelines that will frame the direction we all take together in this new term. We're coming together for the very first time today as the full governing body of the Airstream Club International. There may be elements of personal style in how I run meetings that you may disagree with, and that's understandable, but it will be imperative that we all treat each other with respect and dignity that this body of leaders does deserve. Our meetings will all be run under the direction of Robert's Rules of Order, and as such, our parliamentarian will offer support and guidance in adherence to these roles. You will be encouraged to share perspectives and thoughts. However, please use the hand-raising function to avoid talking over each other and to be recognized in turn. I have no listing on my screen of the order that you raised hands, so please understand if I inadvertently call you out of sequence. I'll try to answer you in the order asked. Our members deserve to trust that we provide them with absolute integrity in the leadership of this club. We've all signed a pledge to uphold the Constitution and abide by the Code of Conduct, to vow that we enter into this new term with a commitment to serve with truth and honor. We are held to a very high standard, as defined in our governing documents, to always strive to give our members the legendary excellence in leadership that they have come to expect from this IBT. We'll meet that expectation. We will honor our promise, and we will provide for our club the unity and harmony they deserve from this body. Thank you for listening. Now we're going to hear from our Executive Director, Lori Tilton.
Thanks, Jenny. My report is in board effect. I want to thank all the board members for getting back to us here at HQ. I believe everybody is logged into board effect, have all your credentials. If you don't, please let me know and we'll make sure that you have access to everything you need. I just want to touch on a few things on my report. Number one is, as of this morning, we have 10,081 members. So that's exciting to me because we are within the reach of passing our 1998 membership number, which was 10,229. So I'm thinking we're going to crest that, which will make another goal that we keep beating previous years. So we're excited that we're on that path. It just tells me we're doing something right. Also want to touch on, I had the privilege along with Jenny and Eric to attend another Airstream worldwide dealers meeting in Lexington, Kentucky, a couple weeks ago. Sorry, my dates are running together. But what I can share with you, it was great to see dealers again in person, and we're having more and more dealers come to us instead of us go to them wanting to participate and be part of this club. So our reputation within the dealer network is changing, which just thrills me and shows that they want to be part of this club more so than what they have in the past. So that's very exciting. As you guys know, York is just a couple weeks away HQ here is fiercely packing. We're getting ready. Actually, our container's getting ready right now. We have the whole rally team here packing and getting ready. So that is on board. And then the other thing I want to touch base on with the rally, and I believe I talked about this before, but one of our challenges is just locations. They cannot handle as many people. There's not that many places in the country. So we have been working on, as I say, trying to crack the nut on how to expand our footprint on some of these facilities that have the ground, but they don't have the RV infrastructure. So I'm happy to report that we are this much closer, thanks to Jeff Dalrymple, which is on our team, that we're working on designing shore power over generator power because it's much less expensive. So we have, after this rally, we'll be working with Salina, Ohio here in their fairgrounds, and we think we've got it worked out to where we can do that for 2028. And if we can make that happen, that will open the door for a lot of different locations around the country. So that's exciting that we can get out there and get closer to everybody, because it seems that closer we are, the better it is. So those are the updates to my report. And I told Jenny that I'd like to just take a couple minutes and go through, I'm going to share my screen and make sure all of you are aware that if you have any of your members that want to read old minutes, see the agendas, participate in that, I just want to walk you guys through this. I'll do that right now. And then after rally, I spoke with our team and we will get this documented better so we can share this with everybody. So can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So if you start here at About and you go right here to the IBT meetings, if you click on that, we have a section here that talks about our IBT meetings. We have how to participate. We have an IBT meeting calendar, and then we have past. We have a link to our current leadership, and then a little more information down here. We just recently updated this to talk about where people can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. So like right now, we are live streaming to YouTube. There's a couple, probably a minute lag or so, but it is being live streamed. Plus that is where all of our previous meetings are housed. So if you want to go see what happened 3 years ago, you can go there and do that. So under the how to participate, you can grab that here or on the side, either way, but you can go here and it'll talk about our meetings and how to participate. If you're not going to be available for the actual meeting here, you can do it by a form. We do have this is a phone line that's dedicated just for IBT comments, things of that nature. There's email set up, and then you can of course do the live Zoom, and President Schneller will, if there's people in the audience that want to comment, you can raise your hand feature and you'll be called on when it's that time. And then also, as I think Ron already used today, there's the Q&A in the chat. So there are ways for our members to participate during these meetings. So this describes that all. The IBT calendar tab is pretty simple. It just shows the dates, when motions are due, when the book, what we call the meeting book, or the meeting material will be finalized, and when it will be posted. So this means when it's frozen, anything we have, it will not change. So all of our members as well as our officers can review that stuff. Then if anything does change, let's say a motion gets tweaked or something, that will have to happen during the actual IBT meeting. So those that have reviewed the material before is aware of the changes. So we have those listed. Jenny was, I don't know if you mentioned this, Jenny, but we have our 2-year calendar laid out for this entire term. We have most of this stuff up here, but we will continue to add all the dates. So we'll get all the way through 27. And then for every meeting, such as today, every meeting will have their own page. And I think that's the easiest way to call it. Again, it takes you back to how to participate. Here's where the meeting book is. So all of our members have access to that. Again, it reiterates how you can get into the Zoom link. And so this stuff is all behind the walls. So you need to make sure your members or you are logged into our website. And that's just to protect that we don't get any strangers clicking in. And then once the meeting is done and over and we have the minutes, there'll be a link here for the minutes and then the video recordings. And then if you want to see some of the old material, you go here to the past IBT meeting. And here you will see we have meetings all the way back to 2016. And then we have the past delegates meetings for those who remember when we had delegates. So all of this information is here. A lot of the material that you see, and there are PDFs. So if you do go and look at something and there's a link broke, please let us know. It happens from time to time. Many of you who manage these websites know when we push updates or security features, sometimes they break links. No big deal. Just let us know. But again, you can click on, like this was the May 29th meeting. If you go back, it still has all the information that we had there. And then it has the meeting minutes, and we will make sure the video recordings are linked as well. So all of that information is there. So our members can have access to all of this information. And as I said, after rally, we will put some documents together so everybody can share, have some information on that. So, does anybody have any questions for me? All right. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you very much, Executive Director, because it is a bit confusing, and I've been in it for several years and I'm still confused by all of this stuff. So we appreciate it a lot. And it's going to take a little while to get used to stuff. Some members have thought they could only have information if they could have access to the board effects, but no, it's been sitting here. It's just sometimes harder for us to know where to look. So thank you for taking the time to do that. We will be moving into executive council reports. Does anyone in our executive council have anything they need to share at this time? We will be putting together a comprehensive lecture, talk, sharing session, whatever you'd like to call it, for our strategy session on cybersecurity. And that's a new hot topic, very, very important. And Kendall Felder and actually Bill Hamlin is also quite advanced in this. I'm very primitive in this topic, but they will be sharing a lot of information about ways that within this club, within the mechanisms of our IBT, that we can take some further steps to protect ourselves. As we're speaking, I just got a message from Patty, Region 2 President Patty Jalupo, that she just received a hack message from me, supposedly. So it's real, it's out there. If you get something in an email from me, and I will be quite a big target right now, you'll find information that says that I'm asking you to reach out to Alan Rabb or as our finance director, or I couldn't reach Alan Rabb and you need to send me money immediately. Please know that's not real. And if it feels uncomfortable and you're concerned, call me right away on the phone, because ask me, is this legitimate? If there's, I would never do that, but there may be something I did need to ask you and you thought perhaps I was just spoofing. So ask me, please. It's really important. We have been spoofed and hacked and all those other good things at a steady rate lately. Seeing that there are no further executive council reports, due to the fact that this is a very big schedule for this meeting, we have a lot of material to cover. I want to move to get to the business first, because I need to make sure that we get our work done in the event anybody does need to step off if this runs longer than our anticipated 2 hours. So at this point, I'm taking point of privilege and moving new business forward. So we will begin with the aid of my parliamentarian so that I don't bumble this too awkwardly. We will begin initially with Mr. John Deegan, who is president of Region 5, and he has a motion he'd like to bring forward.
So that's our item 10.1 on the agenda under new business.
Thank you.
Thank you. And can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. I move that the international bylaws, Article 9, Region Section 2.a, be revised to change the words non-voting to voting to allow region immediate past presidents to vote in region executive council meetings as stated in Exhibit 1.
Do I have a second to that motion?
A second.
Thank you.
John, go ahead and explain your background and the impact, etc.
The immediate past president voting procedures are treated differently at the international versus the region level. The international past president can vote in international executive sessions, but a region immediate past president cannot vote in region executive council sessions. This will allow region immediate past presidents to vote in their region executive council's meetings, and there is no financial impact to our club.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or comments? Patty Jalupo, please.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, Jenny. And John, thank you so much for putting this motion on the floor. I have a couple of just observations / questions when I read through this. The first being that in your motion and in the language, it still gives the sitting region president the authority or the option to allow the the regional past president to vote. So I don't know if the intent was to keep that option in there for the sitting region president to in effect give authority and permission for that region past president to vote. And number two, again, in the spirit of what I think your intent is here, to align the rules and regs of the regional past president to align with the international. On the region level, the secretary of the region is still a non-voting member. And as we know, on the international level, the secretary is a voting member. So I'm just pointing that out on whether in a true alignment fashion, you wanted that to be all consistent or not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
And do I have the time to answer these?
Yes, you do.
This specifically relates to a region's executive council. And the executive council is specifically defined as the officers of the region, president, first vice president, or second vice president, and these are the executive council members. The president, with the consensus of other elected officers of the executive council, can appoint 2 non-voting members to the region, one of which is the secretary, and the president may also appoint the immediate past president as currently as a non-voting member of the region council, executive council. This motion would allow the immediate past president to be a voting member of the executive council of a region.
Got it. Thank you, John.
Next, we would like to call on EC member Rachel Miller.
Hi, thank you. I just had a general question about the history of this. Like, do we know what the original thought was with having kind of the inconsistency or the difference between the two as far as structure?
I've not been able to find any information on that. We've asked. Maybe Mona or somebody else might have some information. Sorry, Mona, for picking on you.
No, it's all right. I take back my second. No, no, I really don't know. I think ideally, if the region leadership mirrored the EC, I think that could be beneficial. But that's an overhaul with the number of units and regions that we have. So I don't really have an answer for you. What you did, though, I love.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for that.
And EC member Millie O'Donnell, please.
Thank you. My question is, I can see, I think, the purpose behind this, but my question is, if we're going to mirror region to international, are we also then going to need to mirror local to region to international and have it all basically the same? As far as educational purposes, as a volunteer starts out in a local unit and moves up, having consistency is a great thing, but I think it would require a lot more change. Does the current region president have a vote?
Yes.
Okay. because the current president of International does not, except in cases of a tie, right?
Correct.
So you've got some other changes there. I think this bears looking into, but I think it bears looking into. Jim Cox going to shudder across the board in the blue book. Just my thought.
CBNL Chair Jim Cock, comments, please.
Hey, Jim Cox, CBL Chair, Standing Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to y'all. This motion makes a small, it doesn't actually make much of a change. Regions currently can elect to do what John is suggesting in this motion. It's in practice already in some regions. This codifies that. It makes it where it's provided for. It makes it potentially more uniform. Some people would have a question about whether to do this or not. As I say, this codifies it. This is an improvement. It doesn't detract. Yes, Millie, there are things across the whole Blue Book that we would love to fix all at once. Dendy's going to help me with that later. But for now, this would be an improvement in the opinion of CBL committee. It's not an essential thing, but it is an improvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any further comments or questions? Seeing none, are we ready to vote on this issue? Oh, excuse me, Rachel, your hand is up. Did you have another
Sorry.
comment?
Yeah, I do. So my question is it the intention to then, as we move forward, to either little by little move these to mirror each other, or to I mean, either way, a overhaul, or little by little, like with this motion, to go ahead and make those mirror each other? Like, is that the goal and intention?
John, would you like to comment on that?
Well,
He's going to throw it at me.
yeah, the answer, and everybody's looking like, what am I going to say? And the intention would be, as we move through this, hopefully, as where I sit in a region, to look at how we do business and make certain that it is consistent with the international bylaws. And if there are things that pop up that don't match what are in the bylaws or the international constitution, we should bring them to our forum of the region presidents and discuss it, and discuss if we need to do something, make a change, or whatever. So yes, I don't think this is a one and done, Rachel. This is one item that came up, and we will continue to work to fix things as we see them.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Any further comments? Will we have a roll call vote at this time? I know we have the option if there, oh, yes, EC member, Mr. Johansson.
I just want to clarify something. Is this just for the regional EC, or would these be for the entire region board? Because a lot of the regions don't have independent ECs.
Well, as I understand it, there is an executive council for a region defined in the international bylaws. And if a region, it does not have an executive council, I guess it wouldn't apply. But if a region does have an executive council, it would apply. Now, if there is in fact, in my mind, a situation where a region or regions do not have executive council sessions or region president sessions.
Thank you. Mr. CBL Chairman, Mr. Cock, please.
Jim Cox, CBL Chair. Real quick, and I think this answers Ken's question, really. This is making a change in the Blue Book of the bylaws, in that specified article, section, and paragraph, where it currently is addressing the executive council of the regions. It's just making a change to that. It's not changing what people do that's a little different from that. It's not making you do something. It's changing what the Blue Book says. Thank you.
Makes sense.
Thank you. Any further concerns, comments, or questions? Thank you. Secretary Felder, we'll do a roll call vote, please.
Certainly. Bill Hamlin,
Oh, first. I'll vote for it. Yes.
Jim Shaw,
Yes.
Kendall Felder, yes. David Gully,
Yes.
Mona Watts,
Yes.
Bob Ely,
Yes.
Son Bloom,
Yes.
Millie O'Donnell,
Yes.
Mike Pasfa,
Yes.
John Holly. Are the proxy sitting in for John Holly?
Yeah, this is Ron Jorgensen. Yes.
Ken Johansson,
Yes.
Ed O'Connor,
Yes.
Damie Jarrett,
Affirmative.
Patty Glupo,
Yes.
Jan Hevener,
Yes.
Michael Gunter,
Yes.
John Deegan,
Yes.
Chris Olson,
Yes.
Rachel Miller,
Yes.
Tracy Elkins,
Yes.
Susan McPhee.
Yes.
Madam President, everyone voted yes.
We have a unanimous approval. Congratulations, John. Well done.
Kendall, you should always announce the number just for the audience.
We have a unanimous approval for motion 2025-18. We move now into motion 2025-21, presented by CBL Chair. Oh, I'm sorry. Ken, did you have another question?
Yeah, just real quick, just as a point of order, don't we have to just take a roll call if we have opposition?
For this very first one, I wanted everybody to have a chance to vote in person,
Okay.
to have that moment.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just,
No, good question.
And also, Ken, if you prefer not to have a roll call vote, you can call for
Other question.
unanimous consent.
Okay.
Anyone can call for that.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear.
Thank you. We'll move into motion 2025-21 with the CBL Chair, Mr. Jim Cox.
Thank you. Jim Cox, CBL Chair. Motion 2025-21. I move that bylaws Article 8, Section 3 be amended to update the policy section referenced from policy 8.6.2 to 8.4.1 as stated in Exhibit 1.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Would you proceed with the discussion on the financial implications and describing your motion, please?
Okay, if I may, please, I'll preface that I will do a screen share on this momentarily so that you can see that the Exhibit 1 as distributed to you is not quite correct. It was a technicality with the track changes not displaying properly. So I'll do a screen share. Let's see if I can go ahead and do that right now. Let's see here. 1 second. There we go. All right. Is the motion displaying for you now?
Yes.
Very good. So I'm going to get it down here. All right. So the purpose of this motion is to correct the bylaws to reflect the correct policy reference. The impact on this is referring members to the correct policy when they are in the bylaw. The reason for this is that the bylaw and policy numbers got shifted around when we did that big revision in January and February. So this formerly was a correct reference, but with the realignment, we now have to change it to say that instead of policy 8.6.2, it refers back to policy 8.4.1, as you can see on the bottom of the screen in Exhibit 1. There is no financial impact.
Thank you. Is there any discussion, concern, or questions? Seeing none. Oh, I'm sorry. Region 1 President Michael Junta.
Yeah, just kind of, it's not specific, but I would like to suggest that we have a meeting in the near future to go through all this. I'm getting, in the last year, I'm noticing that we got Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids. I'm suggesting a overhaul meeting to look at all the documents to clean up the synergy of section to section all in one fell swoop if possible. That's all.
Thank you.
May I address that, please?
Please.
Because of the vast amount of changes that we did go through in the January and February motions, where we covered so much material because of all the reorganization, we have pledged to try and not present to this important body here as complicated emotions as we did before. It's too hard to digest. We're going to try and give you point issues. This is a correction to the bylaw reference. It's very simple. It's so simple that, by the way, we would be happy to provide this to you as an electronic motion in the future, making sure that we display the correct edits in it. This is in the 80 pages of our blue book. We have a lot of things like this that need correcting. Obviously, we will never do that on a constitutional item as an electronic vote, but on the bylaws and policy, you are authorized to approve those electronically if you so choose, and we would like to present those to you. And there's quite a list of them, but there's too many to give you all at once. I don't think you want that. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to call for unanimous consent. Is there any objection to that? Seeing as there's no objection, this motion approved, 2025-21, approved with unanimous consent. Thank you. We'll move right into motion 2025-26, and that is being presented also by CB&L Chair, I believe,
No.
Mr. Jim Cock.
I think it's presented by Mona.
Okay,
Oh,
Mona.
excuse me, I don't have that information.
She's the liaison. Yeah.
That's all right.
Thank you.
I move that the IBT approve awarding Big Red number 815 to Peter and Carol Sajevich, whose current Big Red number is 13349, in accordance with policy 16.6.10 D.7 Airstream numbers.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion, comments, or questions?
Mona speaks to her motion first.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mona. Mona, please speak to your motion, the impact and the background.
Okay, well, this came from a committee, so thanks for the second, but I don't know if we needed one. This number assignment rewards caravan leaders who have met the requirements to place a Big Red number from a special series. Background. The Sajeviches have met all the pertaining requirements for this award. They led at least 5 national caravans, thank you, roll into the Big Easy once in 2020, 2021, 2024, and twice in 2025. The Sajeviches have requested Big Red number 815. Financial impact, there is no financial impact to the club, to WBCCI.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
What a nice honor. Is there any further discussion, questions, or comments? Seeing none, may I move for unanimous consent? Very good. This motion passes with unanimous consent, motion 2025-26, and congratulations to the Sajeviches, and thank you for that great service. Finally, we go to item 10.4 in business, the Big Red number assignments. Yay, this is very exciting. How this works, when you move into the new positions on the IBT as an executive council member or as a new region president, you are granted, with our great appreciation, the opportunity to choose a big red number in a category designated for these two different roles. We will begin with the Executive Council. You have an opportunity to select a 400 series number. How this will be done, your names, the people that are interested in receiving a brand new 400 series big red number, are put into a little bowl, and they are, they are chosen according to the number of votes that they received in the general election for the EC. So for our first one, it will be Mr. Bill Hamblin. Am I correct on that, Lori?
Yes, you are correct. And Jenny, what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen because I have the list, and I did send this out to, sorry, I'm like a new kid with a toy. I sent the list out to the EC members just to give them a few to digest and see what we have available. So here are the 400 numbers. And so Bill is the first available. Bill,
Hey.
where are you?
Yeah, let's go with 422, April of 22, when we went full time on the road.
Well, it's not a quick date.
I mean, unless Millie wants to give me 407 because that was the actual date, but you know.
Okay, so thanks, Bill. So you will go with 422.
Thank you.
Next, we have James Shaw. James?
411.
I can't hear you, buddy. What'd you say?
Can you hear me? 411.
Got it. James will be taking 411.
Thank you.
And Rachel?
415, please.
All righty. Fantastic. Congratulations, everybody. The team here will get those numbers updated in our database, and we'll be contacting you to find out what size numbers and whatnot, whatever you want to have for your rigs. So Jenny, would you like us to go into
right away into the region presidents, but
right.
the process is a little bit different. The
Yes,
names
it
are
is.
chosen randomly by, I started to say put into a bowl, but that's a very fancy bowl. Their names are drawn, and they have opportunities to select their 200 series numbers from the list that's available.
All right, so here is our bucket. You'll see it's empty. I feel like a magic show. So we get out to all the region people. So Mike Paspa, can you guys see his name? So yes. Mike asked to have a number. So what we do is vote it, and we're gonna throw it in the bucket. Mr. David Gawley from Region 6 asked to have a new number. I would not succeed as a game show assistant. Ed O'Connor, you can see your name. Or maybe.
Nice job, Vanna.
Okay. And then Susan McVeigh, here's your name. McPhee?
Yes.
McPhee.
Can I buy a vowel?
All right. What we're going to do. The numbers are in here. So we're going to shake it up. Amanda has come over to assist. Ed O'Connor showed in the thing. So Ed, you will get the first option. And I am going to share my screen again with the 200 numbers. So Ed, you get to pick one of those 200 numbers. Which one would you like? I can't hear or see you. Is anybody hearing or seeing him?
No, I'm not.
Negative.
Two. Let's see here. I know he was on the call.
He's in the truck rolling, so he may have dipped down a hill. Maybe if we just give him a second, he'll hit a cell tower again.
Let me, hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing here real quick.
I'm going to text him real quick.
Yeah, if you could please, if everybody could be just patient here for a minute, because these are not retroactive, so we have to do this today. On the, I hate to,
Laura, you bring up a very good point. If somebody thought that they were going to maybe later think about doing this, they need to do it today. So if you didn't think that you wanted a new number, but now you're thinking you do, this is the day to do it.
yeah, I am not seeing him at all on either list.
All right, I just pinged him. Let's see if he.
So again, I shared these numbers. Jim, actually, if you could, Mr. President, I think he may give up his ability to choose first if he doesn't get back with Jim, and then we could go back.
Yeah, I agree. Well, certainly if he comes back in, give him the option of what's left, but let's move on to option number 2.
Okay, hang on. Okay, I got 2 screens going on here. All right, so option number 2. Come on. Susan.
Woo woo.
Oh, good. I will take 214.
Thank you. I don't have to change screens. 214.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you for studying the list ahead of time. Appreciate it.
Are you able to put your list back up?
Mr. Golly is next. David, do you know which number you want, or don't see the list?
245.
245. Got it?
That's tea time.
Wait, let's just keep going with the show here. I wonder who that could be. It might.
204, please.
I'm sorry?
204, please.
204. Fantastic. So,
Thank you.
Mr. President, if you're okay, what we'll do then is connect with Ed here in a bit, let him know what numbers are left, and then he can go ahead and select his number. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely. That's great. Congratulations on your new numbers. That's really exciting, and hope you display them proudly. We are done with our new business section, and we are going to go back to our normal schedule, and we will pick up with committee reports and actions. We'll start with our quarterly financial update with our finance director, Alan Rabb.
So I think we lost Alan. It is just a day. But Craig, are you still on here? Craig, so
I am.
Mr. Craig Fegley is our guest, and he's going to be discussing some banking fees. He's a part of the finance committee, a very integral part, and has been working hard on this topic. So we'll jump ahead to you, and then when Alan comes back, we'll review the quarterly financials with him.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I think my presentation is part of Alan's presentation, and I don't have the ability to share that with everyone.
if you give me a minute.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah.
It starts on page 63.
Jim, can you get it? Hang on, I got it. Maybe.
I just texted Alan.
Yeah, he texted me. He lost connection, so he was trying to move so he could. All right, so hang on, I'm here. I've got it. I just gotta share the screen. Insurance, banking fees.
Madam President, I don't know if you saw the chat, but Barb Darian also said she could go before Ellen if you feel.
Thank you. Would we like to Are you getting that on screen, Lori, or shall we go forward to Barb?
It should be on screen now if everybody can see it.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much.
So I can proceed?
Take it away.
Thank you.
There is
Thank you.
Yeah, Craig, go ahead. There, I don't see any.
All right, if
I
you
don't
could,
see
let me,
anything else. So if you want to talk through it, and then once we find Alan, we'll.
yeah, if you could find those
Yeah.
couple of
So I'd
pages
go ahead and
for me.
talk through it, Craig, and then Alan can share.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And then thank you all for letting me join this morning. We are on the road towards York. So I may have some background noise where I'm in a hotel lobby. I've been doing some research and work on credit card processing. I know a lot of us take credit card payments by regions, by headquarters, and by our caravans, and then our local units. And in working with there's different providers for this, but I've been working closely with US Bank and have come up with somewhat of some solutions that we would like to at least offer to our clubs and our regions. Unfortunately, if we don't have the presentation in front of us to show what that pricing would be, but we can share that later. One of the benefits, I'll start with, with headquarters and using US Bank. One of the benefits, if you look out of our financials in the past few years, our highest banking fees have been credit card processing. And what we can do on the US Bank platform is surcharge our members for our annual fees. It's a 3% surcharge is what's being proposed. And so on an annual fee, on a rounding is about $100. It's like a $3 charge if they choose to use their credit card. They would also have the option to use a debit card where there would be no fee to the member to pay their dues. However, there would be a 0.8% nominal fee to the club, which would be a lot less for those that choose a debit card than the credit card processing fees that we're incurring now. So that's the benefit. One of the other things that they can do, and I know, Lori, in the past we've looked at US Bank and they didn't have the capability to do repetitive. If somebody just wanted to continue to charge their credit card in coming years, they do have that capability to do that. So that's one of the benefits. They are offering us advantage pricing because of our relationship with US Bank. And so that's really the benefit here from a headquarters standpoint. We also have discussed with them in regards to the caravans, but that will be discussed as we move. I think that was going to be an agenda down the road when we get George involved in that. But they are also providing us advantage pricing for our regions and our units. And so I know other folks, all the units and regions have credit card processing. If you do like your current processing, but we can look at if you're interested and we can share what our pricing is. I think it's advantageous what they can provide. There's also additional security. And again, if I don't have the presentation for myself, I'm stumbling around here a little bit. But it also can sync. I think that some of our regions and our clubs use QuickBooks and it syncs with JotForm. US Bank has that same capability by signing up with authorize.net, which can then sync those payments. So a lot of advantages. If you are interested in more information, you can contact me and then I can put you in touch with the right folks at US Bank. One of the other benefits in utilizing them as a processor is availability to your funds. If you have an account with US Bank, which I think a lot of our units and regions do, you get your funds within 24 hours. So there is an advantage rather than waiting sometimes 3 days up to a week if you're using, for example, PayPal, etc. Again, more information, you can contact me and I will work with you in US Bank. That's what I have.
You have a question from Chris Olson, Region 7 President. Craig, go ahead,
yes,
please.
Chris. Craig or Chris? Jenny. Okay, so it's a 3% credit card fee. and that's charged back to the person making the payment, correct?
That's correct. If they were to use their credit card and opt to do that, yes, it would be a 3% surcharge.
Okay, and then you said there was a 0.8% debit card fee. Would that also be charged back to the person making the payment, or could it be charged back to the person making the payment? Do you know?
No, it cannot be charged. On a debit card, there's regulations around the use of a debit card.
Okay.
And a user of a debit card cannot be charged. And so the club would incur those fees, but they would be a lot less than.
Well, yeah,
fact,
a lot less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're currently using PayPal. So you said that there is a jot form. I forget the term you used, but something that needs to be installed and used with jot form in order to communicate with US Bank to actually collect the credit card payments. Is there a fee associated with that? Do you know?
Yes, it would be, I believe, and it would be the platform you would use is authorized.net to be able to make those payments and sync with Jotform. And I believe that fee is $15 a month. Now,
so it's a monthly fee, not a per transaction fee?
That's correct. And I think with the advantage pricing that we're getting from US Bank, it would overall it'd be less, even though you're incurring that $15 per month.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You bet,
yes,
Chris.
I'd like more information.
All right. I'll happy to reach out with you directly then. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
EC Past International President Mona Watts has a question for you, Craig.
All right.
Hey there. Thanks for all your work on this.
You bet.
I looked up, I'm asking on behalf of caravans because there are some mini caravans that go through Canada. And it looks like US Bank has branches in Canada where they might be able to withdraw cash. Is that an option? And maybe I'm just asking because I'm curious, that's all.
No, that's a great question, Mona. And one of the things we're working on, and another one of the projects I'm working on with the Finance Committee is our caravans that roll through Canada, and especially with the Alaska caravans, that's unique because it starts in the US and runs through Canada and then winds up in Alaska, obviously. But no, you wouldn't be able, we have found that there are some higher processing charges if we use a US based credit card in Canada, and especially with even a US bank one. So what we're looking at, and this is probably more information we want to get down to in this meeting, but I'm looking at some plans with US Bank because they have a partnership with RBC, which is Royal Bank of Canada, where they can help you set up those accounts with Royal Bank of Canada and make those payments directly from those accounts. And we can actually work with our US based bankers to set up new accounts and signers, et cetera. So there is more to come on that, but it's a great question because Canada is unique. So.
Well, George Beckwith will probably be in touch, but thank you for knowing all that and sharing it.
You bet.
Excellent points. Sounds like you've done a lot of hard work. Thank you for that.
Well, after 43 years of banking, I know a little bit about this, but I will say that we do have a great partner in US Bank, and because some of the benefits that they provide, and the team I work with over there.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? I saw Tracy, you had your hand up.
We had already visited with US Bank in Region 9 about employing this, and just wanted to mention the $15 monthly fee, but that got covered, so we're all set. Thank you, Craig.
Awesome. Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you. We will circle back to Alan's presentation.
I'm here. I'm here.
There you go. Okay, beautiful. Are you ready to go?
I am. Thank you, Craig, for covering that. I apologize. I'm out in the middle of freaking nowhere with no signal, so let me.
Hey, and Alan, I apologize. I'm going to drop off. We've got to get out of this hotel room. We've already checked out, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Craig.
Great. Sounds. You pull up the report, and I'll walk through it with you. I apologize if I lose where I am. So, all right, here we go. All right, can you see that?
Not yet.
Can everybody see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, good. So let me give you, so Craig's covered the end of the presentation. I've got a lot of data in here, which is all out on the board effect book. So you should have all this stuff as a pre-read. Let me just scan through to a couple things. One of the things I put in the beginning of each one of these presentations is a forward-looking statement caution. What this basically said is I will use words like expect and anticipate and plan. You shouldn't bank on that because these are all estimates at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through some P&Ls, and I'm going to talk about where we are through June, through year-to-date actuals, which is hard facts. And I'll talk about a forecast for the end of the year. So, and forecasts change as situations change. So that's all this does is caution you that some of that stuff may change. So what I'm going to walk you through is a kind of an executive summary that I put at the beginning. These called MD&A, Management Decision and Executive Summary, what I'm going to tell you. And then we're going to go through some financial statements. I think I've got either 9 or 12 of them in here. I'm only going to go through 3. And I'll tell you what the other ones are that you can read at your leisure because they're not significant to our conversation. Then I'm going to go through what's going on with the reserves and our mortgage, and I'll update you on the progress we've made since we passed a policy last year on reserves and then where we are in our mortgage. And then I'll give you a brief update on insurance. All right, through the second quarter, so this is the MDA update, seven headlines. Can you all still hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't lose you on the signal. All right, through second quarter, we're on our plan, which is great. And I'm going to go through our plan, but our plan for the year, when you take into account Caravan, the International, and ACI, we're at break even for the year with contributions to our reserves. So we're on plan through the second quarter, which is fantastic news. Our reserves are up 83% through quarter 2 versus last year. So, and you'll see what that looks like when I go through it. Our mortgage is down 20% versus last year. So reserves are going up, mortgages or debt is going down, which is all great news. And I won't go into all of it with this crew here, but the finance committee has completed about 30 projects over the last 18 months. And we've got about another 20 projects on the docket. Okay. One of the last ones we looked at was our insurance policy. We pay about $35,000 a year for our insurance. We looked at requoting that and making sure our limits were appropriate. We are now complete with that project, and I've got a little summary to share with you. I don't know if any of y'all are aware or not, but one of the other projects we chartered was a National Treasurer's Handbook. So the idea would be not something that requires treasurers to do what's in the handbook, but would suggest to them some of the ways they might want to think about managing some of their business. There are 1 or 2 requirements in there. They're outlined in the blue book that I isolated in the Treasurer's Handbook. I think it's either 26 or 36 pages long. I think it's 26 pages long. But after this is over, Sally McDonald out of San Francisco is the one that actually led the completion of this with all of our treasurers. We've had a number of voice team meetings, if you will, with the treasurers. We had over 50 participate and give us feedback. So the Treasurer's Handbook is complete. Look for an email after this. I'll be communicating out to you and all of your treasurers, club and region treasurers. But again, that's a huge accomplishment for the team. The banking and service fee project, you just heard from Craig. And then as it relates to 2026 planning, Lori and I'll start to work on that in September, and then look for an email that I'll send out for your review, and then I'll present the budget at our next IBT meeting for your approval. So look for that to come down the road, just so you understand what we're doing on 26. Any questions before I move off of this? Okay. Let's go into P&Ls. P&L, for those of you that don't know what it means, means profit and loss. Okay, so it's a shorthand way to be able to speak about an income statement or profit that you make for your business or loss that you have on your business. And so P&L, I'm going to go through that, then also go through the balance sheet. And I've moved the cash flow statements into the appendix. The reason for that is, as you can see as my footnote, they're really in the support section. They're not indicative of our cash position until we close the end of the year because we're a cash-based club. So if you want to see the cash flow statements, you can, but they're not, it doesn't really give you very much information other than the balances in our checking accounts and our reserve accounts. Okay, so let me set this schedule for you. This is the format that I use when I go through these, and I'll use these on a go-forward basis with small tweaks, if any. So I'm going to start over here on the left-hand side. The left-hand side here is the description of the types of revenue and expenses. So members, this is how many members we have. Don't worry about the columns yet. We're going to talk about members. We're going to talk about how much money we collect. and we're going to talk about how we spend the money. And it's going to come down to a thing called EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. I detail those here. That's some people actually look at the EBITDA as a way to be able to think about what type of cash do we actually spend back on the business before the interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. Then I'll detail the international rally for you, and then where we are in Caravan, down to the total net income. So as you see for the columns, I've got actuals from the last full fiscal year, which ended in July 31st of last year. I've got where we are year-to-date Q2, what our budget was for this year, what percentage of our budget we have spent. I'll go into that. And then I've got some variance explanations for you over here. So let's go into members first. So from a membership standpoint, our actuals last year, we ended the year 10,287 members. Our budget this year was 9,862. We're currently at a little over 10,000, which you heard from Lori's report. So we're ahead of our plan, which is good news because that generates extra income for us. The revenue and income line item, last year we took in 962,000. Our budget this year is $1.1 million. We're currently at 950, which is 84% of our budget. Understand we're 50% of the way through the year up here in the header. So you say, well, that's really good. Well, it is good, but also understand that we collect the preponderance of our income from our membership renewals in the first quarter every year. And so look at the comments over here. Renewals are currently in our budget. We have 1,300 more members that we had projected to be able to put into our budget to get to our full year plan. And hold on, let me close that, which is about 50 members a week, which is what our plan was. And that's actually about what we're taking in as new members is about 50 a week. So no concern whether over making up this additional money here in the budget at all. I think we're going to be just fine. When you look at the expenses, the detailed budgets for the expenses, there's literally hundreds of line items that go into this. What I've done is I've consolidated into 5 key categories: headquarters, the reserve, the general club, membership, and travel. So bottom line is we spent just shy of $1 million last year. Our plan is to spend just over $1 million this year. We're currently at 594,000. So what that tells you is we spent 51% of our full year budget. Well, guess what? We're 50% of the way through the year. So we're right on plan. And if you look at my category, okay, we're off here in headquarters. Well, why are we off? Building maintenance and tech support. We're maintaining 2 buildings now instead of 1. So we're over a little bit on the building maintenance area, but not something substantially to be concerned about. I mean, you're talking about just a few dollars really. And then you can see the rest of these areas we're either at or below budget. On expenses, I mentioned this in the EC meeting yesterday. Our full year expenses for travel for the region presidents and their teams to be able to attend installation rallies, and have a face to membership was $35,000. That's what you all requested. We've only spent $5,000 through June. So if you've got expenses, please get your expense reports in because we've got a substantial amount of budget left in this area right here. And then you can see, so last year we lost $16,000. Our plan was to lose $43,000 at the EBITDA line or $115,000 at the net income line. And you say, well, Alan, why did you plan a loss? Look up here at line 2 under reserve. I planned $109,000 of contributions. Okay, if I didn't plan that $109,000 of contributions to the reserve, we would have had a 0 budget right here. The reason I planned negative is planned there with $115,000. And assuming that I'm on plan with that, I'll break even for the year. So the good news in the headline with this chart, and it's a lot of data, is we have $110,000 in the plan to contribute towards reserves, and we've currently contributed $55,000. So in a pretty good spot. Okay, questions before I move on to the balance sheet? Can you still hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Jenny, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Right
good.
here.
All right, balance sheet. Okay, good. Thank you. So the balance sheet. So the headline on the balance sheet, we've done a lot of work on the balance sheet over the last 6 to 9 months. Sean Bloom and Lori have done a phenomenal job with this. So you can see what our actual, these are a lot of numbers, and it really probably doesn't mean a lot to you. But when you think about assets, that's stuff the club has. That's stuff the club owns, okay? When you exclude IR and Caravan, which is about 700,000, we have about $1.3 million of assets. Fixed assets of 800 grand, which is predominantly the buildings, the furniture, and the container that we have. Checking and savings account and CDs and money market. This is all cash that we have on hand. Okay. Liabilities, about $500,000 of liabilities. The biggest liability is the mortgage. You can see it's down at $380,000. And we have a lifetime member fund, which I can go into more later on, of $100,000. Okay, so that's the headlines on the balance sheet. Now, in this deck, you will see there's a balance sheet and a P&L for the ACI, which is basically what I just went through, because on this chart here, I put in the IR and Caravan at the bottom. If you wanted to see what it was just for the club, here it is for the club without ACI and Caravan at the bottom. Okay, so you've got ACI in your package, you've got International Rally in your package. And International Rally is an example. See, we detail where do we spend all the money for expenses. The reason you see nothing in 2025 is because we didn't do type of reporting last year, and in Q1 of 2025 we didn't have an International Rally. So there's a balance sheet in there for, and then Caravan, same thing we do here. We detail the Caravan payouts, the credit card fees, the banking fees, etc. So you've got an income statement in for Caravan and for International Rally as well. Okay, let's take a pause. Let's now talk about our reserve and our mortgage.
Alan, you have a
this is
hand
a
up.
busy chart, but let me.
Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ken Johansson has his hand up.
Yes, I can. Yeah, what's up?
Well, maybe I might be premature on this question, but where are the reserves showing up on this balance sheet?
Right. Hold on, let me find it, Ken. Checking and savings accounts, they're right in here in this green box. Oh, that's IR, sorry. Right here, this $370,000 CDs and money market. That's the reserves.
Okay, but okay, I'm gonna have to call you on separate. I'll give you a call later because I got a ton of questions on this.
Okay, sounds good. All right, on our reserves. Okay, the motion that we actually approved last year approved a reserve goal in these amounts for these three types of reserves of $750,000. So we had an operational reserve, a technology reserve for development of software and apps and stuff like that, and a capital reserve if we need to replace a roof or buy more furniture or something in that nature. Okay. As of Q3 2024, we only had $202,000 in reserves. It was this much in each one of these areas. Okay. If you can see all the way down here on Q2 2025, we're at $370,000. So we've gone from 202, look at number 3. We've gone from 202 to 370. So we've increased our reserves $160,000 in less than a year, which is fantastic news. If you look at number 1, we're booking about between $1,400 and $2,000 of interest every quarter on these reserves because we've got them invested in CDs and money markets. And then if you look at number two, in Q1, we put $92,000 in reserve. And in Q2, we put $33,000 in reserve. This 27,333, that's our planned contribution that we have in our P&L to the reserve every single quarter. So you'll see another 27,333 in third quarter and another 27,333 in fourth quarter. So expect this to go up over $400,000 in reserves. The amount remaining to hit our goal is down here in this bottom line. So our goal is 750 up here on the top. We've got 370. We got about 370 to go. So to make progress, from 202 to 370 is a phenomenal accomplishment, I believe, just in the period of less than a year. Mortgage. So here's our debt. Our beginning balance on our mortgage is $476,000. The mortgage term is 5 years. Here's the term of the mortgage. Our interest rate 6.75%, and our monthly payment's $3,300. We paid an additional principal payment last year. I paid an additional principal payment this year as well. Our mortgage is down at $380,000. So whenever there's excess funds that we've got, what we do is we split it. We put 50% of it in reserve, 50% off of mortgage. So that's our mortgage update. And then the last slide I've got for you is our insurance update. So I told you that we looked at our insurance policy, which we used about $35,000 a year on. We looked at the limits of both buildings. They were covered 60%. So if we had a Catholic building, the insurance company would only cover 60% of the replacement cost of that building. We raised all of those limits to 100% coverage rather than the 60% coverage, as well as we did for the tents. We also had a marine policy, not for boats, but a marine policy, which actually covered things like our container that goes to International Rally. Think rider on the contents, computers and walkie-talkies and stuff like that. We determined that inside of our base policy, all those contents are included in our base policy, and we didn't need to have that additional policy, so we canceled it. We raised all our deductibles from like $500 to
Uh-oh.
I think we
Well,
lost Alan.
I think we've lost Alan. We'll give it another moment or two, but if we have lost him, we'll move into our presentation with Barb Darian.
I think
and then,
I'm back. Am I
Great.
back?
okay, good.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I got a couple more points, and if I lose you again, I won't say anything else. So, and we took our umbrella coverage, we doubled it from $1 million to $2 million, which is a liability deal. And when we did all of that, we got a refund of $560, and our premiums went down. So all good news. So we've redone that with Cincinnati Insurance Company. So that's it for the report. I know that's a lot, and I apologize for my bad connections, but it is what it is. So, what other questions other than the one from Ken have you got?
You know, you've done just an amazing job, incredible job. And I think I can't overstate the impact of the three accounts, the three reserve accounts, and paying down the mortgage as aggressively as you have been. And to finally see that direction harnessed in is great. I really appreciate the efforts you've made on behalf of our whole club. Thank you so
Good.
much.
Thank you, Jenny. I know I flew through that. If anybody's got any questions or you want to do a forum to walk through this in a slow and more logical fashion where we can explain it, in terms of the interactions of balance sheets, cash flows, and income statements, I'm happy to do that. So just let me know.
We will also, at our strategy session, we will be enjoying an opportunity to speak with Alan and get to know these a lot more intimately than in these small reports here, so that you'll have a lot better working knowledge of where we're at financially, where we're hoping to go, and how we're reporting on that progress. So thanks so very much, Alan. Now we'll move to Barb Darian's report. Finally, I've teased her up 3 times here. Barb is going to be speaking on the Explorer program. She is our exiting international membership chair. Barb, please.
Okay. Lori, could you, by any chance, help with the presentation? Because I don't have it on my laptop. Or I can just speak to it and you guys can watch it in your documents. The first thing I want to say is I want to thank everybody who I've interacted with over the last couple of years. I've had an opportunity to interact with a number of you guys, as well as the previous executive council and even numbered regional presidents. And I really do appreciate the support. And, Lori's team is amazing. Amanda, Amber, the new individuals that I haven't really had a chance to work with. So thank you, Lori, for all the support that your team gave, because they are amazing how they work with our members. So on to the presentation. This is the second quarter 2025 Explore program metrics. And what I do is I take a snapshot of the Explorer data as of July 1st of this year, and then I begin to try to see what is interesting in the data. So we have consistent. What is interesting is we are consistently growing this membership. So that's really good. As of the end of June, we had almost 1,500 active BRNs that are tagged under the Explorer program, which is the program where there are new Airstream owners, brand new Airstream owners through dealers that have signed up through the Explorer program, and Airstream Inc. pays their first year of the main membership to the club. And so this started, I guess, around July of 2023. And so what I did was I pulled some numbers as we move through multiple renewals. So you can see in 2023, we have 271 still enrolled out of the total that enrolled in 2023, and of those, 170 are renewed. Anybody who joined in third and fourth quarter haven't renewed yet. 2024 join, you can see that we actually had over 1,000 members join, and I'll talk about the renewal rates later. From a quarter to quarter perspective, between the loss of those that don't renew and what we gain, we consistently have a net gain in this membership. And we are seeing higher renewal rates than we had in past quarters. So right now, second quarter eligible to renew was 272, and we had a 64% renewal rate. And you can see the regional distribution on this slide is pretty much the same of what our club distribution looks like, with Region 3 having the vast majority of Explorer members in them. Next slide. So this is what it looks like year over year. So I took by quarter when the membership started, and you can see consistently quarter to quarter, year over year, we are increasing the Explorer members. And I attribute that to our partnerships with our dealers and the work that Lori's team has done to communicate and provide materials to dealers, as well as local clubs and regions. I know within my own region, there are the clubs have signs and information available at the dealers to try to capture these new members. And you can see, if you look at the comparative slide, you can see consistently we are increasing our membership through this population of people. Next slide. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So this is the percentage of the active membership that have selected local clubs as their primary club. And I want to make that point, because I think this is something that whoever gets this chair position in the future, work with Lori team to try to figure out how we better address an issue. But 37% have selected a local club, but that does not include those that have selected affiliate clubs, because the data that I'm able to get does not show me affiliate clubs. And I know that we are seeing within my own club members who remain at large, but select us as an affiliate within a couple months of their enrollment. And I'm not sure they understand that they meant to do that. And so we believe if we can dive deeper into the data, this number of 37% is actually much higher of individuals who have connected in some way with a local club. And I will say that is an important thing. These individuals, we must connect with them. Okay. The next slide just talks about renewals and how we're doing with renewals. And you can see in 2023, we had 63% of those that are eligible for renewals renewed. And in 2024, so far, we have 64% of those eligibles have renewed. The interesting thing now is this next quarter, the third quarter, is when the 2023 enrollments will start their second year of re-enrollment. And it'll be interesting for someone to track how are we retaining these people in their second years? And are we wanting to then maybe survey them outside of the normal process or disenrollment process to figure out why this population of members are disenrolling? But that's really it for the Explorer program. The regions are doing a fabulous job connecting. I implemented a process where clubs that have newbie rallies or maintenance rallies can contact the chair directly and obtain their regional Explorer members lists, because a lot of this data is privatized. And that way they can directly invite them to their newbie rallies or their maintenance rallies. And we have 2 regions that actively work that process. So, and those are the 2 largest regions in terms of local, selected a local club.
That's interesting information. Does anybody have any questions for Barb? Well, first and foremost, Barb, you've just done an amazing job, and keeping a tight harness on this Explorer program is essential going forward. We sure can see that. And thank you very, very much for all the service you've given to this club.
My
so
pleasure.
Go have fun camping with Ralph.
Let's go camping. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm going to make a few comments about, go ahead, Lori.
I just wanted to jump in and let you all know that Ed O'Connor, he's back online. He texted me. So we've got Ed all set up. He chose number 263. So just
congratulations, Ed. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to make a couple comments piggybacking on Barb's descriptions. As you know, Lori Tilton and Eric and I went to the dealer meeting. We were invited as the guests of Airstream Incorporated. And this is their meeting that they have annually with all their vendors and dealers and suppliers that make Airstreams. We met the guy that makes all the mattresses. So it was a very interesting meeting. But what was fascinating to me was not just the respect they have for our club, but the dealers want involvement. They're very excited. They're finally, and I really think the Explorer program might have been the launch pad for this, but they're finally seeing this pipeline relationship that we can share, that we bring future customers back to them through their engagement in the Airstream Club. So they're understanding this synergy very, very well. One of the things that we're looking into doing is establishing a new standing committee to explore the relationships with dealers, sponsors, and vendors to encourage the greater growth between us and their involvement in our club, giving back a lot to our members, giving products and money and advertising that foster a greater level of involvement for them and benefit to us. Additionally, one thing I wanted to make a comment about in losing members, we've discovered in exit interviews. Now, classically in exit interviews, people tend not to pour out their heart. They tend to be just simple little things. I left because I'm too old to pull a rig or those kind of questions. But the predominant thing that we found when somebody leaves is, did they attend any event, meeting, or rally? And the answer is no. So the predominant reason most people don't engage is because they didn't attend anything. They never really found out what fun it was to be involved in this club. So Barb's comments about engaging and actively engaging and reaching out, some of the regions that have big involvement, they already have figured out how to do this. So I'd love to include them in a playbook of how do you do this? Speaking of a playbook, we're looking into forming a new standing committee that will be the kind of a liaison with sponsors, dealers, and vendors, and this will be a very big part of it. Partners in Progress is the little catchy name we've put on it, and we're hoping to launch that very soon. There actually is a motion coming about it. But finally, comment is the relationship with dealers. Bill and Francis Hamblin are going to be at the Hershey rally. We were privileged to be invited to the Tampa not Hershey rally, I'm sorry, the Hershey meeting, the big expo. We were invited to the Tampa RV Expo and set up a table, and they'll be setting up a table for the Airstream Club. That's a huge conduit of information that we can deliver to people looking into buying their first Airstream or people who already own an Airstream and didn't even know there was a club. So we will really look to expand that and hope all of you want to involve yourselves with whatever dealers are going on in your area and develop a much more intimate relationship where you two work together. Just a side note. So now, after my little babble, we are going to move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that anybody needs to bring forth? I don't believe we have any. Very well. We will go on now to member comment on non-agenda items and correspondence to the IBT. Has there been any? Oh, excuse me. I apologize. Millie O'Donnell, you have your hand up.
Sorry, I just wanted to, under unfinished business, we had discussed prior to the election, having a discussion with our new EC members regarding mentorships with the intra-clubs. We had some members drop off and some new ones come on, and we may want to make sure they're evenly distributed. I've got Stella's Sisters and Grapes and Grains currently. I'm happily let somebody take over Grapes and Grains. I'm not heavily involved with that world anymore. I don't know if anybody else has any of the ones that need to be picked up, or if this is the forum, if you'd rather do it at another time, but just wanted to mention.
That's a great point. Thank you so much. So what happens is in the Executive Council, we have liaisons to the special committees. And there are 15 special committees, but we also have liaisons to the intra-clubs. And that can include the region presidents. And if any region presidents would like to consider involving themselves as a liaison, we'd welcome it. There's a lot of work to do. So in the in the documents, in our governing documents, are the list of the 15 different standing committees. We may be looking at modifying, revamping, eliminating, joining together different special committees. And we will be, I'm sorry, different standing committees. I will be appointing a special committee to look into the relevance and the meaning of each of those committees and see if they are still where we want to go forward. In fact, just to give you an idea, there are two special committee or standing committees, excuse me, that don't even have leaders and haven't been active for several years. So we may look at, are those worth hanging on to? That will require a bylaws change in order to modify that. So it's not a process that will occur overnight. So we don't want to leave a hole of nobody modifying these or moderating these or involving in them, but that may shift after we change the number of committees that we have and perhaps even the content of them. So we'll be getting into that more. I love that you brought this up. I'd like everybody to start thinking about it. My hope is that at our November strategy session, we can sit around and line up in our little red undershirts and pick teams. And I hope I'm not the last one standing and wasn't picked for dodgeball. Point being, we're going to go ahead and discuss all that there. That's a great concept. But Millie, I'm glad you brought it up because it's going to let everybody start to think, where would I fit in best? So I was going to fit in best on the committee that wrote the articles for the Blue Beret on brakes and technology of hitches, because I know nothing about that. I'm just joking, of course. But at any rate, we'll look into that. And thank you for bringing that up, Millie. Any other items of unfinished business before we move on? Thanks. Now we will go to member comment or non-agenda items and any correspondence we've received to the IBT. Is there any correspondence? That would be Executive Director Tilton.
No, none has been received.
Okay. Have there been any member comments?
No.
Keep those cards and letters coming in, folks. All right. We are on to consent items. Any items requiring discussion will be pulled. These are items not requiring discussions. Are there any consent items, action items? Very good. All right. And finally, we have our region presidents. Yay. I'd love to hear from each one of you, and we will go in numerical order. This part, which we have every single IBT, is your opportunity to share what is going well in your area, what is perhaps of a concern, and you bring it to us so that everybody can understand we are truly representing the entire international club. So we'll start with Region President number 1, Michael Junta.
Thank you. Region 1 just got finished completing a Region 1, Region 2 rally in the Finger Lakes in New York. And I think everybody had an absolute wonderful time. It was really great to see the inter-region mingling. And I think it was noteworthy in a lot of different ways. But I think what the most noteworthy thing was that we did have a new member who has never been to a rally before. He was there with his wife and grandson, little grandson, and he came up to Gary Russo and I after the rally was pretty much wrapped up and explained how he had such a wonderful time and that his wife had even amazing more time, and that I think that gave them a complete green light to be showing up over and over again. So we like hearing that kind of feedback. Moving forward, after York, Region 1's big event is the Region 1 Rally in Nova Scotia, which is not far from Kentville, which is where the club was founded, as many of you are well aware. Dale Schwamberm, Pee-wee, will be there with us in person. He's fully booked, all locked in. We're looking forward to having him. And we have some nice surprises in store for him when he arrives in Nova Scotia. Throughout the rest of the fall, it's going to happen quick in Region 1. We start seeing snow flurries in the end of October, early November. But many of the local clubs across the board have many fall events. Fall is probably some of the best time to get up into the New England states. The weather has warm days, cool nights. You don't have to worry about air conditioning in any way. So what I would encourage everyone is if you're thinking about coming up into the Northeast, then absolutely please do that during the fall months. There's plenty of activities with the 5 different clubs, all having different locations and events planned. Lastly, I have formally announced the Region 1 Rally for 2026, and it's September 9th through the 13th in 2026 at Gunstock Mountain Resort in New Hampshire in the Lakes region. I'm excited to have this event for next year. I'll be handing out flyers. It'll be at the Region 1 table in York. I'll be talking about it in person in Nova Scotia. We set up a interest jot form and a flyer on this already. Gunstock is not your typical camping area. It's not a fairgrounds. It is a full-blown resort that includes a mountain coaster, a stock fishing pond, a pool. All the sites have hookups. So we'll be able to easily have 150 rigs with us for that Region 1 rally. So after this year comes to a close from a calendar perspective, we're going to team up with a bunch of volunteers to make sure all the finishing touches are put in for that Region 1 rally next September. That's all I got for you. Thank you.
Sounds great. Wow. A lot of good stuff there. We'd love to hear next. Oh, may I please call on Mike Pastva?
I'm sorry, Madam President, it's appropriate for you to adjourn the official meeting before
Thank
these
you.
reports.
Okay. Mike needs to leave. That's what he's asking permission for. Mike, thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you.
At this point, I will adjourn the meeting before we move on further. That is my fault. I didn't realize we needed to do it in this order. So we'll officially adjourn the meeting and then have our discussions continue with our region presidents. Thank you. Now, Region President Patty Jalupo, Region number 2. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Jenny. Thank you. Patty Galupo here, Region 2. Pretty much running ops with our first Vice President, Matt Moore, our little daily command post from my recliner here in Northern Virginia. Matt does a great job. He's on this call. Our second Vice President position is still vacant, so we are actively pursuing to fill that. We got a lot of stuff going on in York. Right now, we've got, I think, 103 people signed up for the Region 2 lunch. We're excited about that. Registration is still alive and well. Matt, I hope I didn't misspeak on that because Matt's running the lunch. We were also excited to launch our very first Region 2 newsletter, brand new, thanks to Cody Klinger, our Region 2 newsletter editor. We got that out August 1st. That will be quarterly. So we're real excited about pursuing that. Oh, Matt's just texted me 2 more. I told you he's on top of it. 105 attendees. The other thing we're going to be doing in York is I put together kind of at the last minute, and thanks to Debbie Woods, she gave us, Debbie Woods, I think, she gave us a room there in York. So we're going to have a Region 2 leadership meeting / happy hour. And of the 13 clubs that report up through Region 2, then we got representation from 12 of them. So it's going to be the sitting presidents of each of the local clubs, as well as their first vice presidents and sometimes their second VP, who will be coming in, generally speaking, in the fall. We also have set up our Region 2 2026 rally. We set that up about 3 or 4 months ago. That's going to be May 14th to 17th at the Great Pocono Raceway. And we were really thrilled to get those dates. For a while here, we've struggled with venues and deconflicting a very popular rally that happens in the beginning of May at Lum's Pond, where a majority of the Pennsylvania clubs go to that. So, it's all scheduling, and we were able to work it out so they can go to their deal at the beginning of May, and hopefully they'll be able to now come up to the Region 2 rally up in the Poconos in May of next year. And lastly, you had mentioned, Jenny, the Hershey RV show. So that Hershey's in Region 2. And Matt and I are working very closely with Bill Hamblin. So we will be jointly manning the booth there along with Bill and Francis. And I don't know if the pups are coming, Bill, but we're excited to attend that. So that's all I got. Thank you, Jenny.
Great news. And that's going to be a lot of fun at Hershey. Thanks so much, Patty. Good stuff coming out of Region 2. Region 3, President Bob Ely, Dr. Bob Ely.
Yeah, we do share a common history there, don't we, Jenny?
We do.
Region 3 is doing great. We're up over 4,400 members. We've got 17 clubs. The clubs are really active. And of course, everybody knows it's been a hot summer, but things are still happening and going. We've got clubs doing mini caravans. We've got clubs doing rolling rallies, doing just a lot of cool, innovative stuff. So I'm really excited about what that's happening. Plus, the region has quite a few official caravans that run through it. So just a lot going on. Jill Rabb is my membership chair, and she's done a great job working with these folks that are coming on and keeping them involved. And we've done some hand holding. As some of you all know, some folks just are timid to step out, and we found the best way to do that is just say, we're here, let us help you. We've had great success with that. One of the things that a couple things we've talked about, the dealers, we have struck a chord this year and next year now at our region rallies with Blue Compass. I have found that the dealerships are very interested in talking with us, interested in our opinions. So whether you do it on a region level or on the international level, I think working with these folks, I think they are coming around. I know in the past they may have not seen the need, but based on their feedback, I'm very pleased with what we're doing and the effectiveness of it for both them and our membership. So things coming up in Region 3. Lakeland in the first week of March will be our next region rally. We are expecting some 150 to 200 trailers there. And I'm in the middle of planning all that out, but we're excited for that. We just finished in Charleston in April. A lot of you were there. We had over 200 rigs, and it was just, I don't know how it could have gone any better than it did. And that's not easy for me to say. So, the other thing I want to bring up is this motion we had about past presidents voting and all. Region 3 has already had that. So I don't know if we're ahead of the game or we saw the rules differently, but we do have our past president voting. So I think that was a really good thing that we did there. So the closest thing coming up, Region 3 will have a big luncheon. You can still register for it if you'd like. We'll be in, is it Memorial West, I think is the big hall there, but we've got almost 300 people signed up for that luncheon. We'll have a short program. I'm going to honor some Airstreamers that were, let's just say they were shining stars in the club and they've passed. And so we've got something going on to honor them. But we're looking forward to York, and we've got, I think, over 500 members going to be at York. So the region is moving and doing. I'm very proud of it. Thank you, Jenny.
I love that term, moving and doing. Good for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mike Pasva, our Region 4 president, has stepped off. He had to go back to work. I don't know if our first Vice President Brian Wilch is there or not. Seeing as he's not, we'll move past that to Region 5, Mr. John Deacon. John, are you here?
I am now. I just. Hello, hello.
We can hear you now, John.
Okay. Well, thank you.
We don't have a very good connection.
I'll continue as long as I can. I'm getting messages, network bandwidth is low, and we're out here in the middle of no. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Turn off your camera, John, if you can.
Say that really quickly. We had a wonderful rally in May, the first time Airstreams had been back in Indianapolis to celebrate the month of May, which for us, of course, is the Indianapolis. For those who were there, we definitely had a racing good time. Our next rally comes up next month. It's a special region rally, and we're going to Madison, Indiana, which is right on the Ohio River, and we'll be at the Chautauqua Art and Crafts Festival, which is a juried art activity. And that activity has been going on in Madison for 50 years. First time the Airstreams will be there. And we're now in a mode of having one annual region rally as well as one special region rally in Region 5. And those are very, very popular and well attended. And that's probably the best that I can say right now, given that my internet connection keeps bouncing up and down. So Jenny, I'll pass it back to you.
Well, thank you. I think we heard the gist of it, that you're having a really great time in Region 5 and coming up with some innovative ideas to make it more fun for our members. Thanks so much, John. Thank you very much as well for your work on your motion. Well done. Now we'll go to Region 6. Our Region 6 president is Mr. David Gully.
Good morning or good afternoon now. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Jenny. We've been very, very busy in Region 6, more so than I ever thought this position would bring. Fortunately, Jan and I still are able to visit daily, multiple times by phone, and weekly we have tried to get together and have a face-to-face. But we're currently working on the international rally. Obviously, the luncheon is a big deal. This is my first one with Jan's help. We've already got over 100 people, which is good for our size region, signed up. Our Region 6 rally is finally fast approaching, and I say that because we've been working on it for 18 months. It's going to be, like we've said before, in Sevierville, Tennessee, and we're actually in Sevierville today, meeting with our venues and our caterers and all that today and tomorrow. A lot of stuff going on in Region 6 with all our units. This time of year, as everybody knows, this is the prime time for us in our part of the world. September, October, November is where we can get out with more comfortable temperatures and a little bit less humidity. We've got a rally that Jan's put on. I think Jan can correct you. This is, I think, the 7th or 8th year that we're doing Airstream on the square, and it's our only in our area or in Arkansas, our urban rally. That's October. We also have, we're proud this year for the Vintage Airstream Club is hosting an event in our Region 6 VAC representatives in Alabama in November. Our 26 is still in the works. What we thought was normal for size this year, we have proven wrong. So I'm having a little more difficult finding locations. So I understand when Laurie Tilton says it's an issue, it is an issue. We have a lot of election and installation rallies coming up. I'm proud to have Jeff Dalrymple as my first VP and DJ Watson as my second VP now. And we will also be meeting after our luncheon at the international rally to kind of work on our game plan going forward, and who's going to be wearing what hat. Like I said, we're very fortunate here. We're very busy, and like I said, I couldn't do it without the team, and we have a tremendous team, and looking forward to working with Jenny and everyone on that level. Anyway, thank y'all.
Thank you so much. And again, we're so grateful to have all of you committing to this and participating and enthusiastically participating. So thanks so much. All right, we'll move to Region 7. Region President Chris Olson.
Hi. Well, I listened to you region presidents that have like 16 clubs, and I can't fathom how you deal with that, really, because I have 3. And sometimes that's hard to keep track of. But we are doing a Region 7 rally in conjunction with the Minnesota Airstream Club in September. The North Dakota Peace Garden Unit is also doing a rally in September. These will be installation rallies for the local clubs. The Wisconsin Club is, I think, doing their installation rally very early October. I remember I have a conflict and I'm not able to get to that one, but I am able to get to North Dakota and both Minnesota. We actually do not have very many people from Region 7 coming to International Rally. There are 35 trailers total for some reason. I don't know, people just don't want to go to York, I guess. So I hope to increase that number significantly next year when we go back out to Minot. But things are plugging along. No complaints. And actually, we're looking at winding up the camping season here in a couple of months. So things will be relatively quiet over the winter up north. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's very cold up there in the in the winter months.
Minus 20 isn't cold.
Okay, well, it is for me. Anyway, we'll go on. Thank you so much. That's really great, Chris. As you know, I love where you live, and it's God's country, truly. It is so beautiful up there. So thank you for that. We'll move on to Region 8. Region 8 President, possessor of the latest number 2 number series, Mr. Ed O'Connor. Did we lose that again?
Well, again, he said he's up in the upper UP, so it's probably why we keep losing him, because he says there's zero service up there.
Okay. We will move to Region 9. Region 9 President, Tracy Elkins.
Howdy, everyone from Region 9. We are so excited to have a great slate of events coming up. And Region 9 covers all of Oklahoma and the portions of Texas, which is most of it, that are in the central time zone. And we have 10 clubs here. We have a good region leadership team with Anna Brandon as our first vice president, and Tim Evers is our second VP, and Nancy Fitzgerald is our immediate past president. So we really have a great executive council that works with us to keep things going, along with the 10 presidents of our local clubs and units. So we've got something coming up in York that I hope you guys will all get behind. It's something that we've been doing for several years at the International Rally, and it's the blood drive. And Scott Graham from Region 9, he puts it all together, works with a local blood collection agency, and has it out there, but we're not getting a lot of participation at York. So if you guys would just really give it some thought and go out and sign up for the blood drive, we would certainly appreciate it. And I know the local community would. It's a great community service event. All the blood collected and blood products go back to the local community. So it's really wonderful. It doesn't take a long time to do, and we just really appreciate our members. Seems like everybody comes out in droves once they get there, but it sure helps with planning if we get some immediate sign or some advanced sign up. So we really would consider it an honor if you guys would get out and sign up for that now. Also at York, we've got 2 other things going on, which is our region social. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. So if you guys are interested in the region social, it's a very simple registration process, and we'll get you signed up. It's all out on CVent, so have a look at that, and come on out and have a little sip with us. We're going to throw down a grazing table like you guys have not seen the likes of, and we have several people that aren't Region 9 affiliates or members coming. So if you'd like to come on, just get registered so that we'll have enough goodies for you. Then we also have our Region 9 info table that'll be over in the club central or the hub, and would love to have you come by there, take a look at all that's going on. The national event rallies that we sponsor in Region 9 are just phenomenal. We have one coming up in November. It's called Texas Country Air, and it's going to be in San Angelo at Fort Concho. It's a boondocking event, and it's our very first year for a national event rally at Texas Country Air, although that we've had the rally in the region for a number of years. It's an inaugural year as a national event rally, and it is November 2nd. So you guys look and sign up for that. The infamous Streaming on the Strand is our next national event rally. It happens in Galveston, Texas. during the first week of Mardi Gras. We bring the Airstreams down. It's an urban rally. We park them right on the parade route. We have a wonderful time. You guys, if you haven't ever gone to a Streaming on the Strand, you need to get it on your calendars. And it's coming up this year, February the 5th through the 8th of 2026. I said this year, but it's next year. So consider signing up for that. It's a national event rally, and we just have a great time. We also have, although it's not a national event rally, it's a kind of a clinic. It's called Wally's Workshop. We conduct it at the North Texas Airstream community, which is one of our 2 Airstream-only parks in Texas. And we bring in vendors to help with all things Airstream. So if you're looking for a place to get your rig worked on, or little things addressed, or you just want to find out more about maintaining and traveling in your Airstream, Wally's Workshop is a great way to do that. It's March 20th through the 23rd in 2026. And we do have a limited number that we can sign up for that, but even though it's limited, it's still a generous number of about 35 to 40 rigs. So you guys look for signing up for Wally's Workshop. And then the last national event rally that we have here in Region 9 is Stitching and Fishing. And it's just a fantastic event. It caters to those anglers that love to fish during the perfect time of the year, and to the ladies that like to sew and quilt. So something for everyone at Stitching and Fishing. It sells out quick, and it'll be this year, in 2026, it'll be April the 16th through the 21st. So all of those things are happening. We'll also have our Region 9 rally, which we're planning for now. It's our first year to be at a resort, and we're going to do our Region 9 rally at Camp Margaritaville on Crystal Beach. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? So it is hard to find places that have large enough venues to support the type of rallies that we have for Region, but these guys are going to pull out all the stops, and we're going to have a really, really good time and have a license to chill. So, hey, if you haven't been out to look at what's going on in Region 9, take a look. We're a fun group. We love it. We welcome all the new EC members and the new region presidents, and I look forward to seeing several of you in York. Talk to you soon. Bye now.
Fantastic, Tracy. Wow, a lot of exciting things happening there. I almost feel like little fireworks should be going off. It's just very exciting. Thank you. Region 10, we will move on to our new member, our new president, Susan McPhee. What's cooking in Region 10?
Well, after following Tracy, I've got to get my cheerleader. That was amazing. She's got to be a Longhorn. I'm a Longhorn, so she must be one. I can just tell by the enthusiasm, but maybe not. But anyway.
Oh, you.
Tracy, I liked you for a minute. There's a big rivalry between us, but that'll be fun to play around with. So rah-rah for Region 10 is that we've had an amazing summer weather-wise. Like literally, I can't remember a nicer summer. Clear blue skies. Only once did we have 2 days over 90. I mean, it's been like 75 to 80 degree temperature. And the best part is we haven't had any wildfire smoke, at least not in my particular region. There might have been some up in Canada, I'm not sure, but that's like a miracle. It's been amazing. And I will say, I hate to argue with you, Jenny, but this is God's country. Oh, it's all God's country, but I did talk to him this morning and he did say it was. But anyway, it's been just an amazing summer. I am getting ready to go do the installations. I'm very excited about it. It was one of my favorite aspects of this position. And we're heading up soon to the Hands Across the Border rally, which is a joint rally between our Canadian clubs and our, well, really it's Montana and Alberta, Saskatchewan, which is fun. They go back and forth every year. And this year it's going to be in Canada, in Alberta, in the glacier, near the glacier side of the Canadian National Park. So I'm excited to see it. It's a lot of parts unknown that I haven't been to yet. So it's going to be really a fun rally, I'm sure. And then we head to Troy, Montana, which for the Inland Northwest Club, which is one of our clubs that handles more than one state. But it looks like it's going to be so much fun. I'm excited to do that. And we have 7 clubs, but Lori Grassi wanted me to mention that Washington is the largest club. So even though we only have 7, we have the largest. And I will say Oregon's got to be one of the most popular clubs. And we have like 40 rallies a year in Oregon. So even though it's only 7 clubs, it's pretty busy. In fact, Florence was talking about that we should probably split up and maybe have 2 clubs in Washington and 2 clubs in Oregon, but who knows? 7 seems like enough for now, but and so we are going to have our Region 10 rally June 24th to June 28th in Hood River, Oregon. And we're getting started on planning on that right now. But one of the things I'd like to mention that's kind of different about our area is we have Ultimate Airstream right in our region. It's 10 minutes from my house. And one of the fun things we do there is have a tour of trailers. So anybody that's done any upgrades to their trailer with Ultimate Airstream, we go and tour. And it's really fun because it's just fun going in other people's trailers. What have they done? What are they doing? What are their colors? So it's one of my favorite things about our Region 10 rally that we do that. But also, I was talking to our local dealer, which is pretty much they have one in every one of our areas, is they are going to try to get a Frank Lloyd Wright trailer to come be a demo at this. Now, it's a long shot because there's hardly any of them being built, but we're excited about that. So that's about all I have for right now.
Thank you. Lori and I got to tour the Frank Lloyd Wright trailer a couple of weeks ago, and you're right in wanting to take a look at it. It's pretty spectacular.
Nice.
So thank you so much. A lot of great. Okay, I agree. It's all God's country. A lot of great stuff going on in your region as well. Thank you. We'll move to
Thanks.
Region 11, and this is with Region President John Holly, but standing in for him is Ron Jorgensen. Ron, do you have any updates?
Yeah. Howdy, Ron Jorgensen, Region 11 first VP, new first VP. Happy to join today and look forward to participating and meeting many of you all in person. I know a couple of you. I'm currently actually trespassing in Region 10. I'm in Bend, Oregon. I'm in process of working my way up to Victoria, British Columbia, where we're actually having a family outing with our adult children and so forth. Again, sitting in for John Hawley today. John's on the road to York and I was unavailable to participate. But 2 items to report for Region 11. First off, obviously there's some turnover in Region 11 leadership. We are welcoming Rob Huey of the Colorado Airstream Club, a great guy, as the second VP, and I've stepped up to first VP. Under the able leadership of John Hawley, and if you know John, he is a planner and he's a great host. But we had a very successful Region 11 rally last month in Granby, Colorado, which is just west of Rocky Mountain National Park. We had 101 units, 175 members, lots of fun. We had a live band, we had dancing, we had technical sessions. We had a drawing from Vinnie's for ceramic coating. And in the process, we raised thousands of dollars for the local Granby food bank. And they were very appreciative. I can tell you that it meant the world to them, but literally thousands of dollars. And a lot of that was courtesy of the 6 clubs that we have in Region 11, each one that donated a gift basket that was auctioned off. So personally, I had to leave one day early, and this has been my preoccupation for the last 2 weeks. I was impacted by the big Monroe Canyon wildfire in central Utah. That's a story for another day, but our second home, which was a home built in the 1890s, is currently safe, and I think we're out of harm's way. But that's been a big part of my life. Every night I'm listening to the updates and the public meetings and all that stuff. But anyway, we're happy to be in Bend where there is no wildfire smoke. I was getting tired of it. And I think the other thing is on Region 11, we're actually hosting a reception at York. And I apologize, I won't be there. I had this trip to Canada planned long ago with my family. But anyway, I think that's all for now. Jenny?
I appreciate that so much, Ron, and I appreciate you stepping in for John Holly, who's actually on his way to my house. So he will be here on Tuesday, which is exciting. And finally, but not least, last but not least, our wonderful Region 12 President, Sean Blum, telling us what's going on the coast.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everyone. it's hard following all of that. You all have wonderful things going on in your region. But I am Sean Blom. I am with Region 12. We make up California and Nevada. We are 11 clubs. And we're just a great region. I can't say enough good things about it. And I'm supported by outstanding individuals. Teresa Tai is our first vice president. Some of you may know her because she does national caravans. She seems to wear many hats. She is the host of our Cali rally, which is in April, an absolute magical rally if you get a chance. And my second VP is Jason Grendall. Some of you got to meet Jason just recently in July with our second national event rally, Silver on the Seas. I know Tracy was there, but that was very, very well received. And there will be Silver on the River, which is a cruise happening in France in 2026. Jason again is hosting that. So please take a look at that. Very awesome cruise. The reports are glowing from what happened there. But really, the big thing that most of us are working on right now is our annual Region 12 rally. It's at Benelli Bluffs this year. It's October 15th through the 19th. We have 150 trailers. Of course, if any of you want to go, call me, email me, text me. We'll figure out a way to get you a spot. We have put together, this is now the third year for it, a region rally planning committee where all 11 of our clubs work on that. And it's almost as much fun planning that rally as it is attending that rally. So I encourage all of you, if you haven't put together a region rally planning committee, that's the way to do it. Many hands make light work. Next year, 2026, our annual rally is in Las Vegas, of all places, and it'll be over Halloween weekend. So I am sure there will be some additional colors that happen that weekend. But that is about it. I guess the only other thing is our other national event rally is Rose Parade. Many of you on this call have been to a prior Rose Parade. That is an outstanding rally. I'll be going again this year, and more to report as that comes up. But as you can imagine, it's at the end of the year. It culminates with attendance at the annual Rose Parade, and it's just an incredible amount of fun. So that's it. Region 12, come see us.
Thank you so much, Sean. Sounds great. Boy, the Las Vegas thing at Halloween, that sounds like a riot. Well, I hope everyone understands what a wonderful and dynamic team is assembled as we move forward for our members to have fun, that they can trust that all the business of our club is in good hands, people committed and dedicated, and that we will bring to you everything that we hope is all that you enjoy in this club, all you deserve as a member of this club, and that we honor the input that you give us and the whole reason we're here, which is you. So thank you for tuning in, and we will adjourn our meeting formally, and we will see you all down the road. Bye-bye.